Hello, welcome back to my channel. We're going to be talking about highlight and contour today. So this has been so popular because you can totally reconstruct your face. So when picking your shades, you would want 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone and 1 to 2 shades darker than your skin tone. First things first, you want to start with a clean, fresh face and then move into a primer. And the primer is going to help keep your makeup in place all day long. Now you're going to be moving into your foundation. Of course, mine's just way more tedious than it should be, but I mixed 2 foundations together to get my perfect shade. So I'm now going to just be moving that product all the way around my face before I come in with my beauty blender. So for any of my first time sponge users out there, please wet your sponge first, wring it out, and kind of dab it on a towel or a paper towel just to get some of that extra moisture out. So sponges are known for soaking things up, and that's why we place the water in the sponge first, because that way your foundation isn't going to absorb and you don't waste money. Now it's concealer time. And the way I like to apply this is in a triangular section and then working it out towards the temple. This shape not only conceals dark circles, but it will also create the illusion that your face is lifted. So next you're going to be applying the concealer to the top of the Cupid's bow, and this is going to just add that appearance of a fuller top lip. Now just down the center of the nose and a little bit on the forehead, just to blend everything together. And I personally put a little extra to make my forehead appear a little bigger so it's not a 3 head. And now we're just going to be going in with the beauty blender, blending it all out, really just making it seamless. So I'm just going to add a little bit more foundation on my problem area to cover it a little bit better. Now moving into the cream contour, I'm using the NYX Wonder Stick in shade light to medium. So now finding the hollows of the cheeks, you're going to fill, and that's the bone, and then it's going to be right under that cheekbone. So you're going to be placing that contour shade right in the hollows of your cheekbone, which is going to create the illusion of a thinner face. So now I'm just going to make the jawline a little bit more defined, and that I'm just tracing out where I want that shadow to be at, and also taking it down on my neck to make my neck appear thinner as well. So I'm just going to be placing that color on the bottom of my lip to add that shadow and that depth to make my lip appear bigger than it is. Now tracing the side of my nose, I'm going to just kind of come in a little and reshape that to make it look thinner than it is. So you're going to want to grab your beauty blender again and just really buff and blend. And now I'm just going to be adding a little bit more of a roundness to my nose and creating that cute little button nose look by adding a little line. So for the highlight, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit. And I'm just applying that to the high points of my face. So I just want to add a little bit more to my nose to make it appear even straighter and slimmer than it normally is. My goal when I contour my nose is for someone to ask me if I've had plastic surgery. That way I know I'm getting better. You could be done with this, just powdering your face and being done, but of course I wanted to go in depth and go over it with a powder contour, and this is the NYX contour kit. And I'm going to be picking this shade up with a Morphe brush. So I'm just going to be taking that powder down on the hollows of my cheeks to create that sucked in look. And by going over this, it's going to just make it a little bit more intense. And also it will help make the cream contour last longer by setting it. So now I'm going to be setting all of my creams, liquids, and all of that. That way they don't move or crease throughout the day. And so I've just put some powder on the end of my beauty blender, and I'm just drawing a straight line right under that contour line just to clean it up and make it sharper. So I'm just going to leave that sitting right where it's at until I buff out everything at the end. You'll just want to lightly powder the rest of your face. Moving on to blush. I'm picking up a City Color blush in the shade Blackberry, I believe, and using the Real Techniques blush brush, and I'm just going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks, bringing it slightly back towards the temples. So I'm going to go in again with a Morphe brush. This is just a very fat, fluffy brush. I'm going to go ahead and just really buff everything out and remove any of that extra powder that's left over. All right, so now time for the highlight. This one is more of a dusty, less creamy consistency of a highlighter, but still amazing. And I'm just picking up a fan brush. This one I got off of Amazon 100 years ago, and I'm going to be applying that to the tops of my cheekbones, so where I would want that light to bounce off. You will also want to apply this on the tip of your nose, on the Cupid's bow. You can also apply it on the brow bone and even on the inner corner of your eyes. Let me know down below in the comment section if you liked the product benefits. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please let me know what looks you'd like to see next.